having legitimate, fair elections where everyone has the right to vote. It's
the most important thing is that everybody votes.
Hi, I'm Carlos Guerrero, sitting board member of the Miami local for SAG AFTRA and candidate for the 2023 National Board seat of Miami. I hate to do this video, but I feel compelled and obligated to let the members know what it is that happened in the 2023 elections in Miami. A lot of people across the country have been reaching out to me and they want to know. So rather than have to explain to everyone, I'm creating this video to let you know and hope that you will share this video with all of your member friends. Maybe not of only this union, but all the unions, because this affects us all. Mail-in votes that came in, 186 approximate ballots were abandoned at the United States Postal Service office in the Doral branch in Florida. Now, in this footage that I'm going to show you, you will see for yourself how the ballots were abandoned by Integrity Voting Systems representative and by the SAG AFTRA Miami Local Elections Committee chair.
Because it came in before the deadline.
It's a 30-minute break. It's a 15-minute break for which you has to then go to the computer and then sit there and process that.
It's a PO box. It's a PO box.
Because I don't want to take it.
Our post office is like this.
Well, I can take it. No, I can take it now. And then we come back.
Stay tuned to the very end of this video, and you'll also see for yourself not only more evidence of how these ballots were abandoned at the post office by IVS and SAG AFTRA, but you'll also see a letter that you can read for yourself by pausing the video, a statement letter from the United States Postal Service Supervisor indicating what occurred on that day and how he was ordered to trash those ballots. Now, you'll also see a calculation that was made and how we've determined the estimated 186 ballots. You'll also see the anomalies in comparison to prior elections that further prove that the 186 estimated ballots is very accurate. Also, you will see at the end of the video an account of why the outcome of these elections would have been completely different had those 186 estimated ballots been counted in these elections.
Yeah, because then by the time we get that.
Tired from the campaign and blessed with a lot of work, I really didn't want to fight anybody on this issue. But after some days, I realized people had voted. People had made sure that those ballots arrived on time, and some of them were not counted. So I went back to the post office and I interviewed the supervisor who had handed over the ballots to the IVS and SAG AFTRA reps. And he told me that they had ordered him to trash the ballots that were not processed, but that some of those ballots had arrived 2 days prior to the deadline, and they knew about it. In this letter, you will see that he states Integrity Voting Systems was contacted and gave the instructions to treat as late arriving since they were not physically ready for collection by the 10 a.m. deadline. Now, this is no defense for Integrity Voting Systems, since that is not the instructions that they gave to the people who were voting. Voters were clearly instructed that ballots must arrive at the post office by 10 a.m. August 21st. Approximately 186 voters were disenfranchised. Let's take a quick look at the official tabulation results for the 2015 SAG AFTRA Miami local elections. There were 23.13% of ballots that were mailed out that were returned to be counted. That equaled 768 ballots that were counted that year. In the following national board elections, which was in 2019, we had a similar 22.56% of the ballots that were returned to be counted, for a total of 716 ballots that were counted that year. 4 years later, at the next national board elections, we had a big anomaly. Only 16.92% of the ballots were set to be returned for counting, and only 522 ballots were counted. So I did a math where I took the 716 from the 19 elections minus the 522 of the 2023 elections for a total of 194 ballots. This is the difference from the last national board election to the current 2023 election. 194 ballots is the difference between one election cycle and the other, when all the other election cycles were pretty similar to each other. And this is how I came up with the calculation: 186 approximate ballots that were left behind at the post office abandoned. You see, a tray was used to transfer the ballots from the post office to the SAG AFTRA office. That tray has a model number of MM Tray FIRS 74P. The tray measures 21 inches in length and was full. It also had 3 stacks over the tray that approximately took up about a third of the box. So I took 1/3 of 21 inches, which is 7 inches, and I added it to the 21 inches, making it a total of 28 inches. There were 522 ballots that were counted. So 522 ballots take up 28 inches of space. In my interview with the U.S. Post Office Supervisor, I asked him how many ballots were left behind, abandoned. And he said that he really couldn't tell me because they were never counted since they were not processed, since integrity voting systems had closed down the P.O. box and took out the remaining funds that were left. They were not unable to process these ballots, and they were ordered to trash them. So he had no idea how many there were, but that there were about 2 handfuls of ballots, and he demonstrated with his hands similar to what I have here on the picture. So I took my hands, which probably about the same size the gentleman is, and it indicates approximately 5 inches of ballots. So if 522 ballots divided by 28 inches equals 18.6 ballots per inch, then 10 inches of ballots equals 186 abandoned ballots, with 194 being the difference of ballots from last national board election to this one. I can easily say that my calculation is very accurate. They talk about democracy.
So from my point of view, having legitimate, fair elections where everyone has the right to vote, it's a bedrock principle. And without it, where are we?
The most important thing is that everybody votes.
The leaders who are running SAG AFTRA now, they concluded that there was nothing to see here, nothing was done wrong, everything is right, everything is cool, and those that were declared the winners of that election will continue to sit there. There will be no re-election, there will not redo-overs or anything of the sort. If this happened in the Miami local and they accept it, what has happened across the country in the other elections that we don't know about? As a SAG AFTRA Miami local board member and the son of a member who contributed for decades to this union, and following in his footsteps as a member who joined back in 2006 for his protections, for his working rights, for his benefits, an actor who has worked hard enough to be fully vested, I got to tell you that what has occurred in the 2023 elections in Miami is not only unethical, it is unacceptable.
The most important thing is that everybody votes.
I'm Carlos Guerrero. Thank you for watching and sharing. God bless you. So you guys don't lock it up in a box or anything?
No, we just take it right from here.
Just like that?
See it right from the back of the car and drive straight to the office.
Oh, I thought it was like they do the awards.
No, those are
Lock it up in a handcuff and stuff.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, my keys are not going to help you.
Exactly. Shut the door, and then I've got to find my keys.